What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Rito and welcome to another video on the Flying Start Online channel. And this is going to be exciting, you guys, because I'm going to reveal to you the 2019 Facebook ads scaling blueprint, and I'm going to be giving you the entire blueprint for free. I'm going to be explaining the blueprint to you, and this blueprint is actually based off of 2 years of me implementing a lot of different Facebook strategies, and a lot has changed with Facebook, and Facebook keeps updating its algorithm every few weeks. So you always have new things that keep coming up. So this is the 2019 updated scaling blueprint, and the purpose of this video is to help those who are still struggling with scaling. Well, it can actually help three types of people. The first would be who have actually tested some products, they've got some initial success, but they don't know how to get more sales. The second type of people this could help is actually people who are stuck at, let's say, $200 to $300 ad spend, and they want to scale to like $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 per day in ad spend. And the third type of person this is going to help is somebody who is actually scaling properly right now, but wants some more ideas. So if you're already scaling and you want some more ideas on how to scale, or you may be overlooking a few things here and there, so this is actually going to open up your mind and give you a lot of ideas. It's going to be exciting. I hope you can hear it in my voice. And guys, this is the Facebook ad scaling blueprint for 2019. And I'm going to be explaining to you every single thing what's written here. And of course, you're going to find a link to download. This is a printable document, high quality printable document. I created this myself, and you can download this from the description below. And right now, let's dive in. Let me show you what the scaling blueprint is all about. But before we begin, just one important thing to note, guys. The Facebook ads platform works differently for different people. So what strategy might work for person A might not necessarily work for person B. Ad accounts vary differently. I've had several ad accounts that perform better with different strategies as do some others. So this is basically a generic thing that I've seen work in my business, and I've seen some of my students implement these strategies and also get success. So this is based off of the findings I could get from a small set of people. But what this is not is like, you should not follow this to the T. But this is, of course, going to give you a lot of ideas on the options you have, on the type of scaling methods you can use. And you're going to basically create your own strategy. And this is something I've noticed with a lot of my students. Like, you try out a few things, and then once you start scaling, you don't follow a preset strategy, whether you got it from a course or from a YouTuber or somebody else. You basically figure things out on your own, because every product is different. Every CPM, click-through rate, purchase price, the conversion rate, everything is different, and your strategy will vary based off of the product that you're actually advertising. So that is something you'll come up with on your own when you actually start scaling. But even then, this is going to be super duper helpful for those people who want some more ideas and who want to scale quickly. So this is not going to be something that lets you wait for months to scale. This is going to be something that lets you scale rapidly. So very, very interesting. So let's dive in. But before we do, one quick thing you need to know. I'm going to cover some terms here. If you don't know about Tuber and about break-even return on ad spend, or even the CBO campaigns that are new nowadays. So what you should do is watch the videos right here. The first is the 2019 Facebook ads testing strategy, and the other is new lookalike strategy for Facebook ads. Watch these two videos and then start watching this video, because we are going to cover some intense terms here. So if you're excited, let's dive in. All right, so here you go. This is the Facebook ads strategy for scaling, and this is something that works in 2019. The first thing you have to do is, of course, test, and I've mentioned this over and over again. Start with United States, 3 ad sets. First sale chart is something you have to follow, and in the video I mentioned earlier to you that has the updated 2019 first sale chart, so make sure you follow that. What you're looking for is getting one winning ad set. Now listen, I've mentioned a $5 budget per ad set for this testing phase, but it's going to vary, of course, if you're doing a low ticket item, a mid ticket, or a high ticket. If it's a mid ticket, you want to try $10 budget ad sets. If it's a high ticket, you want to try $20 budget ad sets. And once you've done with the testing phase, what you're looking for is one minimum winning ad set. If you have one winning ad set, and when I say a winning ad set, it's important to define that. So if you've understood the Tuber concept, what you're looking for is your return on ad spend that you get on Facebook, the actual written figure should be greater than your tuber. If it's not a winning ad set. If it is, then it is a winning ad set and you're basically in profit with that particular ad set. So if you have at least one minimum winning ad set, then you move on to the next step, which is going to be validate. So you're still not in scaling territory. You want to first validate whether that product is actually a winner or not. And how you're able to do that is by creating first 6 ad sets that are similar to your winning ad set. So what you want to do is, let's say your interest is golf, that is for your winning ad set. You want to try out things like golf plus engaged shoppers, golf plus outdoor enthusiasts. You want to try out golfing. You want to try out golf as well as combine it with, let's say, golf accessories. You want to try out, like, a golf will be the common factor there, but you want to try out flex as well as additional interests. And you're going to create 6 new ad sets that are related, very related to that winning ad set. And all of them are, of course, going to have a $5 budget, and they are also going to be auto bid. They're going to be created in the same campaign. So what you're looking for is at least 1 or 2 or even more winning ad sets from those 6 ad sets that you have. If you have that, then you move on to the next step where you're going to duplicate your winning ad sets. Let's say by now you've gotten 2 ad sets that have been winners for you. So you're going to duplicate those 2 ad sets, and you're going to double the budget on those 2 ad sets. You're going to keep a budget of 10, and again in the same campaign. All right, so you still have just one campaign that is running right now, and the budget is of course going to be $10. If you're doing mid-ticket, it's going to be 20, and so on and so forth. And from there, you should have at least one ad set that still is a winner after 3-day period. Now, whenever I say it's a winning ad set, what you're looking for is a 3-day period. If it's got a ROAS greater than tuber in the past 3 days, then it is a winner. Now, as we keep scaling and as we keep increasing our budgets, you cannot afford to wait 3 days to actually validate whether an ad set is a winner or not. It's just going to depend on your product price as well as on the amount of the ad set that you're spending. For $5 and $10 budgets, you can easily wait for 3 days. But if it's, let's say, a $100 budget ad set, and you cannot wait for 3 days, and let's say it's not getting any sale in the first $50 or $60, and your product price is, let's say, $25. You cannot wait so long. So what I do recommend is waiting at least up to the point what is your product price, and after that, if it still is not profitable, then you can actually close it down. So from there, when you have at least 1 or 2 other ad sets that have won so far, like let's say you've got opened up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ad sets so far. So let's say you have at least 2 or 3 ad sets that are doing well for you. Then what you're going to do is take those 2 or 3 ad sets, create a new campaign, and duplicate all those winning ad sets with a $20 budget. And of course, this is also going to be auto bid. So this completes phase 1. So what I've done inside the scaling blueprint is I've divided things into phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So this was the end of phase 1. So let's enter phase 2, what you're supposed to do next. So inside phase 2, what you have to do is create a new campaign, and you have to duplicate the best return on ad spend ad sets. So from those $20 ad sets, whichever got you like the best return on ad spend, you duplicate that at a medium budget, again auto bid, and is going to be a new campaign. And this is going to be of a $50 budget. All right, again auto bid, $50 budget, but from your best return on ad spend so far, that ad set is what you're going to duplicate. Plus, what you're going to do is create a new campaign, because by now you should have been getting about 50, 100, even 200 visitors per day. So what you're looking for is a new campaign with 3-day visitor retargeting with a variable budget. Why do I say variable budget? Because the retargeting budget of that particular retargeting ad set will keep fluctuating based on the number of visitors you've gotten in the past day. So let's say yesterday you got about 300 visitors. So your retargeting ad set is going to have a $9 budget. Let's say you only have 100 visitors. Your retargeting ad set will have a $3 budget. You'll keep doing up and down as you keep scaling up and down for that particular product. And this is, of course, all part of the expand phase, which is phase number 2. Now, you have to create another new campaign, and you have to duplicate your best performing ad set so far after 3 days. And what you have to do is do a manual bid this time. And what you're going to do is, of course, have a look at all the previous ads you've created, find the best, because see what happens is every day stats keep changing. What might be the best ad set, best ROAS ad set today might not be the best ROAS. Some other ad set might have the best ROAS on, let's say, 2 days from now, right? So after 3 days, you have to create a new campaign, look at all your previous ad sets, duplicate the best ROAS so far by then, and do it at a manual bid of a 2 to 3x cost per purchase. If your cost per purchase is $10, your manual bid is going to vary between 20 to 30. Start off with 30 and then keep reducing. Some people also recommend starting off at 20. Even that is feasible. I've seen it work with both ways. If you start off at 20 and your ad set does not spend any budget, you want to keep increasing the manual bid until it starts spending money, right? This is going to be $100 manual bidding ad set in a new campaign. Plus, what you have to do is create a CBO campaign, and this time you're going to create lookalikes of your page view lookalikes, because by now you should have a decent amount of page views on your product. So you're going to create page view lookalikes for that particular product page, 1%, 2%, and 5%. And basically, I mean 0 to 1%, 0 to 2%, and 0 to 5%. And this is going to be a CBO campaign with auto bid with $100 budget. And this ends phase 2. But wait, before you start scaling even further, you have to first optimize. So this brings me to phase 3. You don't want to spend thousands of dollars if your entire funnel, if your ads, everything is not optimized perfectly. So let's start off the optimization process. What you should do first of all is go to all your previous existing ads that are still running, and of course remember, you're always closing the ads that are not your winners, right? You keep closing them. You don't let those losing ads run all this time. So whatever ad sets you have that are running right now, you want to test those, test new thumbnails for that same video ad. If you're trying out an image ad, then you want to try nude images, at least 3 to 4 variations. And what this does is that it lets you look at all the data points, and by this point you should be spending about $200 to $250 per day. So it does give you a decent amount of data in 3 to 4 days to figure out which particular ad of yours is performing the best. And once you have that data, you should scale only with that ad. So let's say you try out 4 different thumbnails on the same video ad, and you figure out one particular thumbnail with a video ad is performing the best. You want to scale with just that ad in the future. So plus what you need to do is you have to respond to your comments on your ad posts. You have to respond to customer messages. You have to respond to customer emails. And what this does is, as you keep interacting with your audience, one, of course, you'll get to learn like what questions people are asking about that product. And that is very, very helpful, because you can create your instructions, FAQs, a lot of different things on your product description page based off of the input that you got from your customers and your feedback there. Plus, this increases trust in the eyes of your customers that, or your prospect customers, that you are responding to comments, so you're active and you're actually helping them out, answering their questions. So they're more likely to buy from you. This helps increase trust by quite a lot. Plus, what you have to do is then you have to move on to your actual product page, where you're going to improve your product descriptions. If you've not watched my copywriting video, make sure you do that. There's an entire blueprint for creating the perfect optimized product description. You have to optimize your images and the image order in which they show up. And this is something you have to keep doing. So the entire optimization process is going to last for about 7 to 10 days, whatever I'm telling you right now. So you change one small thing, you look at the conversion data, you change one small thing the next day, you look at the conversion data, you keep doing this until you have perfected the best product description page that you could have, until you have the best ad that could perform for you, so that when you actually scale, you're doing that with confidence, right? So what else you have to check inside your product page is the scarcity elements, whether you need them or don't need them. Check by enabling and disabling the countdown timer, enabling and disabling the real-time visitors, enabling and disabling the trust badges, and of course all of that is easily possible using the dropship theme. And also you have to test out your abandonment emails and SMS. Just keep a close watch on the open and click rates. If your open rates are low, then you want to change the subject. If your click rates are low, you have to change the body of the email. And also make sure you're using SMS bump. Plus, what you have to do is not only just improve conversion rate, but also improve average order value. There's a big difference between having an average order value of $25 versus $30, or $30 versus even $33, because that 10% that you increased in your average order value, it is all part of your bottom line. That is huge, because the ad spend remains the same, your bottom line increases, right? So you have to make sure you have the best average order value that you can get out of that particular product page funnel. So what you have to try is upsell bundles, in-cart upsells. You have to try manual variants with multiple colors or options combined together, so that it's a big bundle kind of a thing. You have to try autoresponder emails as well as SMS upsells. And again, for SMS upsells, you can try SMS bump. So when you use that, when you do all of these things, this is the expansion phase. So you have completed phase 3. So next we move on to phase number 4, where we actually start scaling, and now we can actually scale with confidence. So the first thing you have to do is, of course, create your lookalikes. So what you're doing is you're going to create a new campaign, which is going to be a CBO campaign. Add to cart lookalikes 1, 2, and 5% again with auto bid. Another new campaign, CBO with purchase LLAs, because by now you should have, like, because you've done the optimization process, your ads have been running for a few days. So you have about, I should think by now you should have 500 purchases or so. So you can create your CBO purchase lookalikes 1 to 5% again on auto bid. Again, you could create another new campaign with purchase lookalikes 3, 4, and 10% because it's important to test all different types of purchase lookalikes that you can. And then you basically let the campaigns run that are performing the best. You close whichever are not. And these are going to be $300 auto bidding campaigns, right? So the next thing you have to do is then create your purchase lookalike. Let me just zoom out slightly. Okay, so next thing what you have to do is create purchase lookalikes 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. New campaigns, 5 new campaigns, each having one ad set, and that one ad set will each have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% purchase lookalikes respectively. And your purchase lookalike should be built on the past 180 days so that it keeps refreshing automatically. If it's being used in an active ad set, a lookalike keeps refreshing automatically. These are also going to be auto bidding ad sets. You're creating 5 campaigns, auto bidding, and these are going to be all $100. The next thing you have to do is then you have to duplicate your purchase lookalike campaigns that have performed the best for you. So you're going to keep a close track on all the 1, 2, 3, 5, 10%, whichever lookalike audiences you're running. You're going to keep a close watch on that for the past like 3 to 5 days, and then you're going to take the best performing lookalike audiences from there, and then you have to create a new lookalike campaign based off of the best that has performed. Let's say 0 to 2% is the best that has performed for you. So you want to duplicate 0 to 2% with $1,000 ad set. Now here's where things get tricky. It's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be like $1,000 ad set, right? So based on your comfort level, you can actually do 300, 500,000, whichever you're more comfortable with, and you can actually scale gradually also. So this is something that's an option for you. So you have to duplicate the best performing with a manual bid of, let's say, $1,000. The manual bid won't be 1,000, the budget will be 1,000, and the manual bid will be, of course, that range 2 to 3x your cost per purchase. Plus, what you have to do is take the 3 best performing LLAs so far and then create a new CBO campaign with those 3 performing LLAs. And then this is going to be auto bid. I've seen auto bidding works better with CBO campaigns. So you're going to create a CBO campaign with those 3 best performing LLAs. And finally, another new campaign, again a CBO. I know I'm doing a lot of CBO campaigns because, of course, in September it's going to be mandatory. So we are, of course, shifting our most of our strategies, most of our campaigns to CBOs right from now. So you're going to do new campaigns, CBO pixel purchase LLAs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% auto. Now, what are pixel purchase LLAs? Now, when you create a lookalike audience, you can actually create value-based lookalike audiences based off of pixel data that your pixel has. By now, if you've been doing all of this properly, you should have at least 1,000 to 2,000 purchases. So you could actually create a very solid like pixel purchase lookalike audience based off of your pixel when you create lookalike audiences. You can, of course, do that by going to the audiences section inside your ads manager. And this is, of course, going to be an auto bidding CBO campaign with all these 5 ad sets of purchase pixel lookalikes. And this is going to be, again, either a $300, $500, or $1,000 ad sets. Now, on this side, what you're also doing is, of course, you're also creating retargeting campaigns to not only target your customers, but also target people who were interested but did not particularly purchase the product. So what you have to do is, first, start retargeting your customers with related products. So if somebody has become a customer of yours, take a 3-day custom audience from there and start a new campaign where you promote related products to them. And then you want to start a retargeting campaign with 3 to 7 day visitors with retargeting related products. Because remember, we're already running a 0 to 3 day retargeting ad set. This is going to be a 3 to 7 day with related products because they were clearly not interested in the first 3 days in buying that winning product. So you're going to target them with related, tightly related products. And you're going to start a social proof campaign. This is slightly more difficult to execute. But once you have enough customers who have given feedback, they've posted on Instagram, they've posted on YouTube, they've done a lot of different things. They're actually using your product and they're sending you their feedback. So you compile all of that info. You either create an image or a video or a carousel ad, and then you can actually start a social proof campaign retargeting your 3-day visitors to force guide them into making the purchase. Now, of course, this is all applicable to just the United States. You can actually repeat the same steps for tier 1 countries, e-packet countries, and then what you want to do is find out which were the best performing countries for you and then scale only in those winning countries, right? Inside this scaling blueprint, I've also mentioned a glossary, whatever it's called. So it's got all these main terms that I've used here, so you can have a look at it. You can of course download this printable document from the description in this video right below. Make sure you download this, take a printout, and so that you can refer to it later. That's pretty much it. I hope like this actually helps you, or it gave you some ideas about scaling that you previously were never thinking about before, or gave you like a structured approach to scaling that you can follow in phases. So what this aims to do, this video, is not just give you like something that you have to concretely follow. These are all ideas that you should be looking at. So when you're actually scaling your product, then you should be doing it on a phase by phase basis. Don't just go randomly scaling if you've not done phase 3 and optimize. You should have the best performing product description, image order, as well as the conversion rate that you can possibly achieve before you actually start going bang on your Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever you're using. So this is these are all the 4 phases of scaling. I hope this was helpful for you. If this was, make sure you smash the like button below and make sure you're subbed and bell to the Flying Start Online channel. I will see you next time, and until then, okay, tata, bye bye.